Yo, what is going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today I'm bringing back my review series where I review pretty much anything I feel like. In the past, I have reviewed some other visual novels that are similar to the one that I have here today, and also some anime. Now, without further ado, let's get into the review. Her Lie, Tried to Believe, is a story of rivals whose purpose in existence is to take from each other. The story is told from the perspective of Tim, a lonely, broken man who seeks to destroy a girl named Cassandra. As kids, Cassandra was always faster than Tim, and after repeated defeats, Tim soon created a hate for Cassandra that would drive him to later in life beat her in not only athletics, but also in academics. Rivals. I think it started because she was beating me at running. She was beating me at pretty much everything, really, but I think running was something more perceivable, and that's why I felt it weighing so much more in my mind. To be beaten by a girl. This was his purpose in life. Everything that he had accomplished was simply to prove that he was better than Cassandra. And he was doing just that. Finally started to have the upper hand on her, at least during PE and other physical competitions. I was no longer chasing her. She was now chasing me. Until Cassandra up and disappeared halfway through high school. Messing around with boys or whatever, and didn't think of me as even worth the effort. She probably thought she could get everything in life since she was so fucking good, and she left me here like a fool, lingering with this fucking feeling inside my throat that just doesn't want to disappear. The person that Tim had centered his very breath around was gone. This caused Tim's hate for Cassandra to grow even more. Throughout his college years, he ran into Cassandra a few times, and his urges to destroy her were still very much present, as on one account he damn near raped her. During this time, Tim notes how beautiful Cassandra had become since they were kids. Later on, during a meeting Tim had with a client at a hostess bar, Cassandra and Tim once again ran into each other. But this time, things were different. They kept meeting up with each other at a hotel once every week, and over time they formed a not-so-close, kind of abusive relationship, with Tim constantly insulting Cassandra. Despite this, though, Cassandra never seemed to mind, always smiling, and acting as though his insults didn't hurt. Skipping all the filler in between, Cassandra and Tim end up running away together to Las Vegas to lay low due to Cassandra owing the mafia money. Tim did this knowing that he was leaving behind a good-paying job and a girlfriend. He was leaving behind his whole life. They experienced ups and downs on this trip, with Tim trying to figure out how he really felt towards Cassandra. And soon enough, he gets his answer. He loves her. Upon realizing this, he decides that Cassandra doesn't deserve to have such a shitty person as himself. He decides that he's going to bring Cassandra back and try and shoulder her debt. Upon hearing this, Cassandra asks Tim straight out if he loves her. And to this he says, "Yes, I do." Tim leaves Cassandra at their motel in order to buy tampons for her and also to call her roommate to tell her that Cassandra will be coming back. But upon mentioning that Cassandra worked at a hostess bar, her roommate tells him that he was wrong and that she would never prostitute herself. This causes Tim to realize that despite him thinking she was a slut, Cassandra was lying. But upon returning to the motel, he found a note. A note that read, "I'm sorry. I almost hear her. But I don't want to hear her. This is fake. I lied to you." A noise. An annoying noise as if someone slowly opened and closed a badly oiled door over and over again. "But I did love you. I see her move from the corner of my eyes, but I don't want to see it. I must ignore her." Cassandra loved Tim. She believed that by constantly beating him in races and teasing him, Tim would grow to become a great man. But it backfired, and caused him to despise and hate her. Cassandra felt that the only way to push him further was to hate him just as much as he hated her. And this hate that she forced herself to feel soon became very real. Once in high school, Tim became more athletic than her and started beating her in races. Despite how hard she tried, Cassandra could not outrun him. Cassandra then hit the books and outdid him in academics. But soon enough, Tim had taken that advantage from her as well. As a last attempt, she decided she would beat him in relationships, but this caused her to realize that Tim never looked at her as a person, nonetheless a woman. So in order to keep what little advantage she had on him, she left the school. Over the years, she attempted to try and slowly make her way back into Tim's life. She took advantage of Tim's misunderstanding that she was a prostitute and used it to wrap him around her finger. Finally, she had him. She lied about being in debt with the mafia and led him to run away with her. leaving behind his whole life. And finally, she took away the person Tim loved, getting in the last laugh. This world. I took away his job, took away his girlfriend, almost took away his life. Now let me even take away his love. I crushed the paper in my hand, frustration like I've never felt before. The rain has now become frantic. I can no longer control it. I look at her. She's moving ever so slightly. But this movement is out of her control, because it's the fault of this damn cord which is tied around her neck. There are so many things I need to tell her, so many, but only one comes out of my mouth. You stupid liar. A story of a childhood rivalry. Her lie I tried to believe. Well guys, I do realize that this video was probably a short one, but considering this is my first video of this type in a while, I decided I didn't want to make it too extremely long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to play the visual novel, it is free on Steam, and honestly, I pretty highly recommend it. Well, that's all I have for today. See you next time. Peace.